This week on IUP NewsCenter, we bring you updated information on Dr. Luis Almeida's Escape the Machine movement.
Also, President Driscoll awards the President's Medal of Distinction to a local Indiana resident.
Plus, your latest updates in sports and entertainment right here on the IUP NewsCenter. Welcome to IUP NewsCenter. I'm Bree Spitzer.
And I'm Jasmine Slaughter.
Dr. Luis Almeida is calling on all of us to use technology in moderation. His new campaign, Escape the Machine, is gaining popularity. According to YouGov.US survey of 1,000 Americans, 63% of whom have smartphones and 21% say that they are addicted. Almeida encourages all of us to take a break from technology once in a while, and instead we should promote human interaction, conversation, and community involvement. Dr. Almeida also said that Escape the Machine is a big dream, but in the age of social media where we have the opportunity to make things go global, that is the goal. He encourages everyone to follow the movement on Twitter at Escape the Machine and on Facebook. The highest non-degree award offered by Indiana University of Pennsylvania will go to one distinguished community member, Nell G. Jack, who has both supported and promoted IUP, will receive the President's Medal of Distinction of 2015 for her service to the school. She will be presented with the award by IUP's President Michael Driscoll on April 22nd. Jack was responsible for the Blue Room restoration, which has helped raise scholarship money for IUP athletes, and along with her husband, established the Nell and Sam Jack Distinguished American Lecturer Series. Through her contributions, she has elevated the university's reputation as well as garnered positive attention.
Many IUP students may not realize we have our own university museum in Sutton Hall, and this week's selections from the museum's permanent collection are on display at the Artist Hand Gallery in downtown Indiana. This is a great opportunity for the community of Indiana to see IUP art and history while sipping a favorite beverage and checking out other local artists. The event will take place this week only, so if you're on Philadelphia Street, stop in from 10 to 5 Tuesday through Thursday and extended hours Friday until 7. Have you ever considered having your work published but don't know where to start or what the publishing process entails? IUP Libraries wants you to know they are here to help and will be hosting an informational coffee house on Friday, April 10th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Java City area. The event will cover topics that include selecting appropriate publishers to submit your manuscript to, following publication guidelines, the first steps to getting your research journal, article, or book published, even information on returning your rights as an author when submitting your work. All are welcome and ideas encouraged.
It's that time of year again when we see the waving flags from all around the world and come together to celebrate IUP's annual Student Unity Day. This free event is open to all IUP and the Indiana community. Different nationalities from all over the world will be hosting their country's table and will prepare a native dish for everyone to taste and enjoy. The day will begin at noon in the upper area of the hub and conclude at 3 o'clock p.m. Those participating in the event are asked to arrive at 11 o'clock a.m. to prepare. After lunch, all attending will gather into the Hub Ohio room for performances that will surely leave you inspired by something new. There will even be a kids' room with child-friendly entertainment during the lunch portion of the day. The purpose of Unity Day is to make IUP and the surrounding community aware of the diverse cultures present on campus. Make sure you stop by this Saturday.
Now, here are Andy and Elise to bring us more news from the field.
We stopped by the KCAC on Monday night to check out the IUP Men's Basketball National Celebration to commemorate the team's achievements this season and final finish as Division II National Finalists. We spoke to some of the key players, the team captain, Coach Lombardi, and President Driscoll.
One of the things that really impressed me about what was a great season is how the men on the team came together and really formed a team. And you could see, I think, from about the middle of the season on, how they were improving their play, helping each other, being very much engaged with each other, not worrying about who gets credit, making things happen.
We played great defense all year, but at times we struggled on offense, and we had so many new players on the team. It was going to take a while for us to click on the offensive end, but it clicked at the end of the season around tournament time. That was when it was supposed to.
I spoke with the team captain and asked how he was able to bring his team so far.
I think this team did a great job of, sacrificing to come together to think about the bigger picture, which is the championship.
Coach Lombardi shares his greatest joy of the season.
The greatest joy in coaching is sometimes doesn't even come after the great win like Tarleton State or West Liberty. The joy just comes from seeing guys work hard and enjoying a lot of the small victories and a lot of the small wins along the way, and just being able to overcome some things as a group, and having the good fortune of being in a leadership position with young men to do that.
IUP community members, as well as the men's basketball team, had a great time coming together and are looking forward to next season.
A woman was struck by a train on the evening of April 4th. Amtrak spokesman Mark Magliari says that the woman was struck around 7 p.m. that evening near Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. According to Magliari, none of the Amtrak crew or over 300 passengers on board at the time were seriously injured. The train in question is the Pennsylvanian, which runs twice daily from Chicago to New York City. The police said officers were still investigating and will not be immediately releasing any details. Desiree Renee Anderson was arrested Saturday after surveillance showed that she tried to deliver narcotics to her husband in the State Correctional Institution at Somerset. Anderson allegedly tried to pass her incarcerated husband the drugs via balloons. Her husband, who has not been named, then ingested the balloons to smuggle them back to his cell. Anderson was arraigned Saturday by District Judge Kenneth Johnson in Somerset. She was taken to Somerset County Jail after failing to post a $50,000 bond.
14 people were injured, one seriously, when a ceiling collapsed during Easter services at a Methodist church in New Jersey, authorities said. As many as 100 worshipers were inside the Korean Union United Methodist Church in Rahway when the ceiling began to crumble. The ceiling bulged and suddenly the entire ceiling crashed atop the pews, a witness said. 13 people with apparent minor injuries were taken to Rahway Hospital. One person who sustained a cut to the head was taken to the University Hospital in Newark. A woman who worked on Jewelers Row in Philadelphia was kidnapped, tied up, beaten, tasered, and robbed before she was left alone at a cemetery Saturday afternoon, police said. They drove around with the woman in the van for approximately an hour, all the while punching, kicking, choking, and choking her with a taser, before dumping her in a cemetery in Darby, Delaware County, according to officials. The victim managed to remove the hood and made her way to Hook Road, where a woman driver stopped to help and called 911. The victim was taken to Penn Presbyterian Hospital and treated for a concussion, bruises, contusions, and scratches, according to investigators. The suspects were described as black men with dark complexions. All three men were last seen wearing black pants. Anyone with information on these men is urged to call Philadelphia police.
A teenage woman stabbed a man in the chest inside a Philadelphia apartment on Easter Sunday. Officers captured a 19-year-old after Philadelphia police said she stabbed a 20-year-old man in the right side of his chest. Medics rushed the man to Hahnemann Hospital, where he was listed in stable condition. After the stabbing, police recovered a knife, and Housing Authority police arrested the suspect, who knew her alleged victim, said investigators. No word yet on what charges the woman could face. Parents need to be on alert after a man tried luring a 10-year-old girl in Indiana County earlier this week. A man being described as heavy-built, 50 years old, who was driving an orange pickup truck, asked the young girl if she wanted a ride to school around 8 a.m. Monday on Kettering Road. The child refused and he fled immediately. If you have any information, please contact the state police. Now we're going to hand things over to Catherine and Jackie.
Hi, I'm Catherine Murphy with IUP NewsCenter. This week's 6 O'Clock series was all about the Coexist movement. Representatives from religions such as Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity will be speaking about their faith in relation to ritual and rebirth. Speakers from each of the 5 religions represented shared their religion's relations to the theme of ritual and rebirth. The purpose was to show that though their beliefs differ on a big scale, they have more in common than one might think. The religions present at the seminar are part of the Interfaith Council and have organizations of their own in the IUP and Indiana community. All residents and students are invited to participate and learn more about each and every one of them. Could you please tell me your name?
I'm Michelle Santoff.
Okay. And why did you decide to come to the 6 o'clock series tonight?
I'm a part of the Interfaith Council, and I just think that it's really important to get faith traditions together and to talk and listen and learn from each other.
Okay, so were you presenting any certain religion or just all kinds of religions?
I'll be here at the table representing the Muslim Student Association, so I'll be talking about Islam and the experiences of Muslims.
Okay, so can you really tell me anything about that religion?
There's a lot to tell about that religion. The theme today is rebirth and renewal. So one of the things that we're talking about at our table is the theme of the cycles of nature in the Quran as being signs from God, what we call ayat from God. And so we talk a bit about the desert coming back to life after rain and how that's a symbol and a blessing from divinity.
Oh, wow. Okay, very interesting. Have you learned a lot about the other religions that have been talked about or presented tonight?
Yeah, it's been very interesting. We've heard about Hinduism and Buddhism so far, and I've learned some new stuff. I've heard about Holi before, but I didn't know the story behind it, so it's been very interesting.
All right, good. I saw on the pamphlet there is the whole thing is coexist. So what do you think about the coexist movement?
I think that it's important for students and faculty of faith to get together and to be able to talk and support each other and to learn across religions. I think we have a lot to learn from each other and a lot we can teach each other. So I think it's a great idea, and I think programs like this are a great way to get students and faculty talking about this.
All right, great. I think that's all our questions, but thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Alrighty. Every religion has sacred holidays, beliefs, and practices. This seminar on the coexist movement was a chance to learn about and celebrate those differences. I'm Catherine Murphy, and back to the News Center.
Thanks, ladies. This weekend, it was raining cats and dogs and bricks. A sidewalk along 9th and Philadelphia streets in Indiana is closed for pedestrian safety after a brick fell from one of the upper floor windows of the community center building. Indiana Public Works Director Dave Fairman said the sidewalk will remain closed until a contractor can inspect the 103-year-old building. This unfortunate incident will kickstart a bigger project that will involve repointing the building's bricks and resealing its windows. Borough officials are now up to the task of looking for funds to service this costly new project. IUP students continue to show their support for Autism Awareness Month. Alpha Xi Delta, a sorority on campus, has several events planned for the month of April to raise money and awareness for the cause. Members will be collecting quarters on campus and throughout the community. The goal is to collect 15,840 quarters, totaling $3,960, before April 22nd. On that day, members will host a quarter-mile event as they attempt to lay a quarter mile of the donated quarters along Philadelphia Street. Alpha Xi Delta also has a 5K run planned on April 25th in Blue Spruce Park. For more information on these upcoming events, email r.m.klippinger@iup.edu or call 484-883-6421. All donations raised throughout April will benefit Autism Speaks. With the dog days of summer just around the corner, officials are beginning to narrow their choices for a proposed dog park in the area. A township official reports that the results of a recent survey have been gathered, and Getty Heights Park is the location being eyed for the park. The results of the survey were mostly positive, and about $60,000 are available for the potential project. The park is said to be around 1 acre in length and have a fenced-in area for both large and small dogs. We will keep you updated on this situation as more details become available.
With IU patties finally put behind Indiana, the final arrest numbers have come in and the answers are less than expected. Despite a far greater police presence and stricter rules put in place by law officials and IUP police, arrested around 107 people, almost the exact same number of students arrested during last year's festivities. Despite this, police officials say that things were better overall this year, with a greater number of mounted horses being cited with keeping partiers off the streets. A full report will be given to law officials on Tuesday. No comment has yet been made on whether police will increase or decrease their presence next year. The Oscars were in town. Poise Modeling here at IUP hosted their 6th annual fashion show on April 5th here on IUP's campus. Poise showed the campus their unique twist on the Oscars through their intricate and appealing scenes based off of movie genres. Groups such as IUP's Militia Dance Troupe and Cheney University's Modern Men Modeling Group also made a special appearance performance. Want to see what the campus had to say about the show? Check out their Twitter hashtag #PoiseOscars. NPHC Greek Weekend is underway. The National Pan-Hellenic Council is currently having programs including a pool party, Turn Back the Clocks, Extreme Dodgeball, an Iota Phi Theta probate, and the official NPHC Greek Weekend party. The official Greek Week flyer has been posted around campus as well as social media. IUP student Siani Wiggs told us that she couldn't wait and she's excited to see what's in store. Want more information about Greek Weekend? Follow the NPHC on Instagram at IUP_NPHC.
Now we're going to hand things over to Justin Wiley for the latest in sports.
Hello, Indiana. I'm Justin with your latest on sports. This week, with the men's NCAA basketball heating up, the Final Four had some people in amazement and others a little disgruntled. With a very physical game between Wisconsin and Kentucky, Wisconsin was able to pull out a win 71-64. On the other side of the bracket, Duke and Michigan State went head-to-head. Overall, Duke, as always, was victorious, leading 81-61. With the championship right around the corner between Duke and Wisconsin, who do you have in your bracket? In other sports news, two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference of the NBA squared off on April 4th. The Bulls on the road to the Cavs. The Cavs racked up a total of 16 three-pointers to take the win at home 99-94. Also in the NHL, the Pens and the Flyers rivalry continues with Philadelphia blocking 46 potential shots by the Pens. The bloodbath of this game resulted in the Flyers winning 4-1. Although the Flyers were eliminated from playoff contention, they still managed to make a complete season sweep over their in-state rivals. Well, that's all I have for the sports this week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Justin. And now for a look at what's happening in other parts of the world. On Sunday, the Taliban have released a biography in celebration of the 19th year their leader, Mullah Muhammad Omar, assumed power. His weapon of choice, as well as his simple lifestyle, was explained in a 5,000-word biography, which was posted to their website, despite the terrorist group promoting the video. There has been some dispute over some aspects of the leader's life, such as his birth and heritage. The United States has a $10 million bounty on Omar, who has not been seen since 2001. Some analysts believe the biography might have been published in response to the increasing controversy over the Islamic State and other terrorist groups. Tragedy struck on Thursday when a group of al-Shabaab militants stormed the Garissa University College. By the time help could arrive, 147 students lay dead at the hand of the Somali militants, who later claimed responsibility for the attack via their website. On the morning of the attack, in an operation against the infidels, in an audio message, Shabab spokesperson Ali Muhammad said that the massacre occurred because the Christian government of Kenya has been invaded our country. Pope Francis said in his Easter message that his thoughts and prayers were with those killed in the tragedy. Fighting at refugee camps has led to many Palestinians to flee their temporary living spaces. Islamic State gunmen have been attacking the district, trapping up to 18,000 refugees, while the fighting rages around them. Anywhere from 100 to 300 families have been able to escape, but the question is, to where? A UN relief agency reported, "We now have an intense armed conflict raging in the streets, people cowering in their homes too, terrified to move." The UN agency has called for a ceasefire to allow the thousands of families trapped to receive a much-needed aid. As gunmen carried out their first attack near Syria's capital on April 1st, which gained them.
Now to bring things back more locally. A recent security update from the Indiana Regional Medical Center shows that safety and hospitals don't always go hand in hand. According to hospital officials, the 17 members of the Safety and Security Department will be armed while on duty, beginning on Monday. Each security officer has undergone physical and psychological examinations, along with 100 hours of training under Pennsylvania's Lethal Weapon Training Act. The decision to arm the officers was not easy, but it was necessary to protect both staff and patients. According to IRMC President Stephen Wolf, the changing environment around us and the increase in physical confrontations were both factors that led us to this point. This is the first time in the hospital's 100-year history that security officers have ever been armed on duty. All members of the IUP University family were invited to celebrate the IUP men's basketball team's trip to the Elite Eight and final finish as second in the nation. There were refreshments and free t-shirts available at the event. The celebration was held on Monday, April 6, 2015, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. in the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Complex Center. People met the players and showed up to support them and the IUP men's basketball team. At Uptown Fitness, located in Indiana County, a charity event was held in order to raise money for Team Red, White, and Blue. During the competition, Ty Samsell of Milton squatted 455 pounds during the weightlifting portion of the competition. Contests included pull-ups, back squats, and bench presses. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to a nonprofit organization that raises money for military veterans.
IUP sophomores Emma Williams and Mara Menk spent their free time helping the local Girl Scouts develop to their full potential this week. Williams is an early childhood education major and was a Girl Scout herself from kindergarten through her senior year of high school. As a senior, Williams earned a Gold Award, which is the highest award a Girl Scout can achieve. I like to use what I learned in class with the troops in the most fun way possible, says Williams.
And now we're going to hand things over to Matt Nakagama for our entertainment segment.
Thanks, Bree. And good afternoon, Indiana. In national entertainment, the show Lip Sync Battle on Spike is becoming more and more popular. The past 2 weeks, celebrities have been singing hit songs against each other, like actor Dwayne Johnson against talk show Jimmy Fallon, and rapper Common against singer John Legend. It has been quite entertaining to many people, and tonight, actress Anne Hathaway will go against actress Emily Blunt. Watch the show on Spike on Thursdays 10 to 9 Central. The Pulse, IUP's student leadership, campus, and community engagement, philanthropic, and resource organization has a murder mystery dinner underneath Foster Dining Hall in the Oak Room this Saturday, April 11th from 6 to 10 p.m. While attending the dinner, you can try to figure out who the murderer is, and whoever the first 3 people to guess the murderer will win a special prize. People wishing to attend should buy their tickets in advance at Pratt 307 or the Hub box office for $8 for a single ticket or $15 for a pair of tickets. If you have any questions, email Charlotte Smith at yghs@iup.edu. Also, in local entertainment news, there will be a concert from the cello duo Jones-Murray tonight, April 9th. Jones-Murray concerts are known all over the world from their active concerts and their development since 1990. Michael Kevin Jones and Augustine Murray are brought to you by Ovations Lively Arts. The duo will play music by the cello player and a classical guitar player as they harmonize their work to IUP. While they're here, they will collaborate with a concert pianist and IUP piano professor, Henry Wong Do. Tickets are sold online, and once again, the concert is this Thursday, tonight, April 9th, and it starts at 8 p.m. at the Goral Recital Hall, 2nd floor of Sutton Hall. That's all this week for entertainment news. I'm Matt Nakagama. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Matt.
Well, that's all the time we have tonight. On behalf of IUP NewsCenter, I'm Bree Spitzer.
And I'm Jasmine Slaughter. Make sure to tune in next week for Grade A News. Good night.